From the moment Adam and Eve fell into sin, God set his rescue plan in motion. Humanity was now trapped, infected by sin, enslaved to death, and living under the rule of an evil force. But even in the midst of this brokenness, God had a plan. And true to his heart for relationship, he chose to carry out his mission through a family. God called one man, Abraham, a 75-year-old nomad with no children, and his wife Sarai, who was barren. He made Abraham a bold promise. He would become the father of a great nation. But first, Abraham had to leave behind everything familiar, his home, his people, his security, and step into the unknown with God. Without knowing much about the one who called him, Abraham obeyed. He gathered his wife, his nephew Lot, and all their possessions, settling out on a journey filled with unexpected trials, famine, political entanglements, and territorial disputes. When God first spoke to Abraham, he didn't provide a long explanation of who he was. He simply gave a command and a promise. "Come with me," God essentially said. "Let's take a walk together." There are things about a person we can only learn by walking through life with them. And this was exactly what God desired, a companion on a journey. As Abraham and God traveled together physically, they also journeyed relationally. Step by step, Abraham came to know God's heart. Abraham wasn't perfect along the way. He made mistakes, choosing fear over faith, trying to take matters into his own hands. Could he have trusted God to provide during the famine, to protect him from Pharaoh? Absolutely. But in God's eyes, Abraham's perfection wasn't the goal. Their relationship was. Despite his failures, Abraham was still known as God's friend. James 2:23. That relationship, that connection, was what mattered most. So let's reflect. God promised Abraham his descendants would be as countless as the dust on the earth, the sand on the seashore, and the stars in the sky. Early scholars assumed that dust and sand far outnumbered the stars. But as astronomers have expanded their view of the universe, they continue to discover more stars than ever imagined. What once seemed impossible, a sky filled with more stars than grains of sand, may actually be true. God's promises always exceed human understanding. And just like Abraham, we're invited to walk with him, trust him, and discover his faithfulness along the path. God bless you and keep praising his holy name.